As the prophet of esports, I rely on trustworthy and meaningful data every day. Data from our research partner YouGov offers the most complete view of esports fans and gamers in the world, providing context to who they are, what they think, the brands they buy, and things they do. YouGov's connected insights and research services inform strategy at every level. If you're a team, a brand, agency, or rights holder, you should be talking with YouGov. Their partners measure and maximize ROI and are telling compelling stories with data. Visit yougov.com/gaming-esports to learn more. Let me just finish, guys, with one last Riot story here. And I would argue maybe this is even bigger than the first two, or maybe it's a nothing story. But the headline, it's one of this, to me, this one's very binary, and I think everyone's going to fall on one side or the other. The headline here: League of Legends and Valorant are now available in the Epic Games Store, as well as Teamfight Tactics and Legends of Runeterra. So we've had lots of conversation on the podcast about the Epic Games Store. Riot's marquee properties, right? League of Legends and Valorant, and their other games, are coming to the Epic Games Store, are now available actually as of a few days ago, like 4 or 5 days ago. And so, what do you guys think? You know, the general question I have for you is, does this now change completely the narrative around the Epic Games Store, or is this a nothing announcement? And you know, I'm making a big sort of deal out of nothing here. Jeff, start with you here on this one, because I know you have strong feelings about Epic Games Store.
I mean, I feel like you don't believe that this is a big deal, because I know your stance on Epic, and I know you, so I know you don't believe that this is a big deal.
I didn't say that.
I also don't believe this is a big deal, mainly because this isn't going to drive new people. If you know, no one is going to use the Epic Games Store because of this, because they already they're already playing League of Legends elsewhere. Like, I just don't think that this is going to be a new game that's going to drive new installs, on the Epic Games Store. So I would say that it's good. I mean, I don't know what Epic had to give up or whatever to get this. Like, it's good that they have this. If you're Epic and you're trying to create the preeminent game launcher, you want the biggest and best games out there. So, like, it is necessary, but not sufficient.
Yeah, I will say that one of the personal frustrations I had was, I always hated that League and Valorant required like sort of their own launcher. Although I would argue Riot did a good job that it was never something clunky. It was never, right? It was never its own thing. It wasn't the Riot launcher that you had to install. Like, you could always just download the games directly, play the games directly. You didn't need a Riot launcher for anything.
You do now, by the way.
Well, you can still install the games directly, right?
No, there's a Riot launcher now. As
of
really? Like less
like
than
a week ago?
It's very new. Yeah, it's very new.
Okay, so it's one of these things where I think I agree with you, Jeff, that I don't know if it brings new people to the table. The question is, over time, when I get my next PC, or when I format the hard drive on my current PC, will I bother going to get every individual game from Riot or use the Riot launcher, or will I just use the Epic Games Store? I don't know. Jimmy Mondel, Jimmy, I don't know if you have a thought on this.
It's nothing announcement. I correct me if I'm wrong. Tencent owns both of them, right? Like, I just think
Tencent owns both of them. Yeah,
they're just grouping the properties. So, like, play nice, whatever. Just get over here. They're going to make their metaverse opening in a little bit. They're just setting all that up for later. So I think, down the line, they can make all that happen. But for now, they just need to make sure all the properties get into the right storefront, and then they'll figure it out down the road. But for now, nothing.
To Goyo's question here, who here thinks? Yeah, Goyo's question here was just a new option to launch the games. I wonder how much it cost Epic. Who here thinks Epic paid for this, and how much? Jimmy B.
Yeah, I don't have an estimate on how much they paid, but that was my thought exactly too. Was this helps Epic a lot, and to Jimmy Mondel's point, maybe it's a long-term play to just have more under their belt. I don't know, maybe if they have an awesome game down the line that's an Epic exclusive, then you have that one-stop shop where all your other games are too. But in the meantime, it's just another like, cool. So I have all this in my Epic library that sits, collecting dust, and no one's going to use this. Like it's a nice statement that Epic was happy to announce, and that Riot was like, yeah, they can carry our stuff when, like carry my books or whatever. So
is there a world where this goes exclusive, Jimmy?
Where League of Legends and
where you have to use the Epic Games Store?
That would be big.
I would say the opposite. I would say, if anything, this is encouraging that more and more. Well, I don't know actually, because I didn't know about this Epic launcher that Jimmy mentioned until just now. Also, because I was thinking the smart move, like with music, is to make it as widely accessible as possible and to put it on all the game stores where doesn't matter where you are, you can have it, because you just want these people playing your games, especially if it's free to play. So I was thinking the opposite up until this Riot launcher. I need to go download after this show today and see what's up.
Chris says drink, because evidently Jimmy M, you dropped an M word there.
I do it for Chris.